welcome you to the Asia Pacific Anmol Ratan Awards for Leadership in Excellence and Business Conclave, hosted by IDRA Global in collaboration with the Global Entrepreneurs Association. Tonight, we celebrate outstanding entrepreneurs and business leaders who have demonstrated excellence innovation and resilience in their industries. This event is not only about recognition, but also about fostering connections, exchanging ideas, and inspiring future success. Next, I'd like to invite Dr. Kongkiti Phusavat, Associate Professor, Department of Industrial Engineering, Faculty of Engineering, Kasset Sat University.
Okay, good evening, and I was asked to prepare some slides, and I was asked not to speak more than 10 minutes, so I will keep my promise. But at the same time, I have to apologize for the panelists in front because then I prepared the presentation, and it's going to be difficult for your neck, to turn around, so you don't have to. But anyway, my presentation will focus on the term business opportunities between India and Thailand. And I'm not going to show you about the statistics. I'm not going to show you about the numbers, the graph, because I don't think 10 minutes will do it. But at the same time, I also would like to highlight, that in order to have opportunity, then we have to have a common interest. And our common interests go back to the history. And I would like to highlight that Thailand and India have gone back, like a previous speaker who kindly said that go back a long way. You go to the intersection here, it's intersections from the King Ashok the Great. If you look at our beloved King Rama X, from the Chakri dynasty, from Suvarnabhumi, it's all the words that can be found in the Ramayana or Ramakien in Thailand. Okay. If you go to Suvarnabhumi Airport, then definitely you see Hindu god, give you a well-wished departures from our kingdom. And then if you look at the language, we have a lot of similarities between Thailand and India. The week is similar, Sabda in Thailand is similar to what you speak, especially when I normally went to Ghaziabad, because I'm a guest lecturer in IMT in Ghaziabad near New Delhi. I haven't gone since the COVID, and it's going to be difficult to spend 3 weeks there, even though I love to, but my obligations. But you see a lot of similarity, and then you see our second capital, Ayutthaya is named after Ayutthaya. So you see a lot of commonality and the history behind, and this is the reason why opportunities are unlimited between Thailand and India. Next, please. If you look at the map, not only we share about the history, we also share about geopolitics, landscape. Thailand became part of non-aligned group, and like everybody knows, India, Yugoslavia, and Indonesia start non-aligned group, which is a third sector by your first Prime Minister Nehru and Tito and Sukarno from Indonesia. Then we also part of the Global South. And more importantly, we also join hands not to sign the peace conference in Switzerland last year in regard to the special military operation in Ukraine. So we share a lot of common interests, which is a foundation of opportunities. Next, please. We also share a common friend. A friend in need is a friend indeed. In 1971, then definitely Soviet Union was the only friends that India could count on. In our history, when our kingdom was about to be occupied by the French and by the British, you can see that Siam, we lost half of our territories because of colonization period. And these photos was sent to the French newspaper that Tsar Nicholas II said that if you take 1 square inch of Siamese territory, you would be at war with Russians. So we also have a common friend between our two countries, something that we can never forget. Okay, next please. Then why is it that we have opportunities in front of us? It's not only about Thailand and India, but it's about what next beyond Thailand and India. Okay, you look at Thailand positions. Thailand is very fortunate that we are surrounded by three of the 4 most populous countries in the world, China, India, and Indonesia. We're not surrounded by the US, but at least we are in the position that business can grow together. And Thailand, if you look at Bangkok, we have a very uniqueness in Thailand, not only the land of smile, but if you look closely, can you name one city that has more than 1 million populations that has Indian town and Chinatown? Never. And more importantly, it's right next to each other. Normally, you don't see India and China are next to each other. You know, there is no direct flight between India and China, which is the most unusual thing. At this moment, there is no direct flight between the two most populous countries in the world. How can it be? In Bangkok, it happens, right? Pahurat and Yawarat are next to each other. And that's why for me, opportunities are unlimited. And you can see nowadays, India is very, very important for Thai commercial interest because you look at the north-south transport corridor. Because without India, then we cannot trade with Central Asia, we cannot trade with Russia, we cannot trade with Iran, which is a BRIC member. At the same time, you see the what we call the Arctic Circle. So there's a lot of trade opportunities because at the same time, how come trade become important? Because a lot of people believe in what we call the heartland theory. This theory was developed at late in 1880s by the British, philosopher, and then he said that who rule the heartland will rule the world, right? That's why colonization period tried to take over the heartland, but it did not happen. It started in Crimea War back in the late 1700s, but then, and nowadays the heartland theory will tell you that, the colonization period will happen in the central part of the world, and which is going to affect our trade opportunities. But again, this is something that we have to believe strongly in it. That's why Hitler invaded Soviet Union in 1941, Operation Barbarossa. That's why Nixon went to China to separate between Russia and China, or between Soviet Union and China. And nowadays, you see what happened between Ukraine, Georgia, Azerbaijan, and other countries, right? And that's why when you look at opportunity between Thailand and India, please do not focus on two countries. There are the next step beyond India and Thailand, which have limited opportunities. And last, please, because I have to keep up with my 10 minutes promise. Next, please. One of my favorite podcaster and then at the same time philosopher is from India, Vijay Prashad. I don't know whether you know him. Vijay Prashad always focus on human capital, just like you mentioned. Okay, we have to develop the opportunities based on human interest. It's not on military interest, but it's a human-to-human interactions. And he also say a lot of different things. You can say you can look at the YouTube, but I like the way he said the annual budget is much better reflection of the country morality than its constitution. You put more money into repression, police, military, and so little of taking care of human troubles. And that's why I would like to close my short presentation by saying that opportunities are limited between our two countries. Thailand and India are very, very similar. My name is also in Sanskrit, Kongkiti Phusavat. And again, I used to, coordinate with Atitya Birla Group with the Ministry of Industry. I was asked by the senior person at Atitya Birla, I said, Professor, do you know our symbol? I said, it's easy. Atit is the sun. And that's why I would like to close the note and thank you for your attention and thank you for the host for organizing this special event. Sawadee krap.